This public service announcement is brought to you by the Communications section of the Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training in conjunction with this channel.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. I want you to understand something. Your children's education is very important. Don't pay no mind to this COVID-19 pandemic. Your children still gotta have their education. You hear me? The Ministry of Education still got their virtual school going on, you know. The reason I'm talking to you about this is because more than 8,000 Bahamian children ain't never log on to classes from March 2020. That's a long time for children to be without their education, you know. The mind is a terrible thing to waste. Now, the ministry needs you to ensure that your children log on and stay on. You know, plenty other children getting their education, you know. They logging on and they staying on. Where your children is? What gonna happen to them? You need help? Call the school. Call the teacher. They just waiting to help you. So make sure the child register, they log on and stay on. And check on them every so often, man. And make sure they ain't skylocking or sleeping. And one more thing, just make sure you ain't up and down past them children in your morning clothes with your cocktail. You see, they gotta log on for attendance and in order to do their school work so that they could graduate with the Bahamas National High School Diploma. Our Bahamas need every child to live up to their potential. And parents, it starts with you.
This public service announcement was brought to you by the Communications section of the Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training in conjunction with this channel.
Now you can watch the ZNS network of channels absolutely free. That's right, ZNS is now broadcasting 3 separate channels, free to air on Channel 13. One channel has the regular ZNS TV HD programming. One is the Parliamentary channel, and one is the 24/7 television community page. These channels may be accessed simply by attaching either a rabbit ears antenna or an indoor amplified antenna to the RF input connector on the back of your digital television or flat screen TV. Once the antenna is connected, select TV mode and choose Auto Scan, and your TV will automatically pick up Channel 13 at no charge. Once you're on Channel 13, just use the channel selector to go to each of the 3 ZNS free channels. Antennas are available on many sites online. Free TV, ZNS brings it back to you.
Only one network.
This used to be the waiting terminal for the airport. It's now gone.
We have the most experienced team covering hurricane.
But when Hurricane Irma makes landfall here in New Providence in a few hours,
We cover the entire Bahamas before, during, and after the storm. One network covers every island rocking. We are the best because we have the best. For hurricane coverage, there's only one network, the ZNS Network.
Hey y'all, what's up?
Hey, what's that?
What y'all getting?
Listen, I've been waiting to march down some lobster, yeah?
Hi, I'm Matthew. I will be you guys' waiter today. Can I take your order?
Oh, I've been jonesing for some grouper dread.
Y'all see this?
See, this ain't gonna work.
Where the fish gone, though?
But how though?
Don't leave our children with no fish in their future. Protect our sea. Protect our way of life. Protect the Bahamas. To learn how you can help, find us on Facebook at Bahamas Protected. See the future.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the news, the Minister for Grand Bahama pledging her support for the minimum wage increase. And a new luxury resort is coming to Grand Bahama. Plus, a man charged today in connection to the skeletal remains found dumped in bushes. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Simone Davis. Thank you so much for watching. Topping news tonight, Phase 1 of a $10 million investment project in downtown Freeport is complete as the Board of Directors of Milo Butler & Sons Investments led a renaming ceremony this morning for the building that housed the old Winn-Dixie Food Store and the new Solomon's Food Store. The 32,000 square foot facility is now called the Winn Building and will also house government offices within the next few months. We have more in this report. Is what the chairman and managing director of Milo Butler & Sons Investments, Damian Butler, called the completion of Phase 1 of the company's $10 million investment in the downtown area. Butler says redevelopment costs in the first phase came in at $3.9 million and work took about 10 months.
There have been many challenges faced along the way. Construction delays due to the pandemic, along with global supply chain issues, impacted our project timelines. But despite all of this, we pushed through and we were able to deliver.
While AML Foods will operate its 20,000 square foot Solomon store from the site, Butler also revealed that there will be 2 government offices housed at the building. Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, attending this morning's ceremony and provided remarks.
On this wonderful occasion, I can say with assurance that the long-awaited revitalization of downtown Freeport is finally here. Ladies and gentlemen, today we can unanimously breathe a sigh of relief. My heart is filled with joy for the downtown businesses and the businesses operating in the surrounding areas who have remained hopeful, steered the course with determination, and fought to keep their doors open in anticipation of what is about to come. Despite the tough economic challenges Grand Bahama has endured over the many years.
Chief Investment Officer at the Grand Bahama Port Authority, Derek Newbold, spoke on the importance of these types of investments in Freeport.
It was important for me to be here this morning to actually see the culmination of months and weeks and years of hard work, dedication, negotiations, and perseverance come to fruition. Today actually serves as a calling card to the rest of the Bahamas that Grand Bahama is rebuilding better, re-emerging, and we are open for business.
Phase 2 of the project will focus on renovating the 22,000 square foot Grand Union building over the next 12 to 15 months. And here's more good news for the island of Grand Bahama as a new resort village is coming to the island. Six Senses is a part of a project that will boost local tourism, development, and investment on the island. It will also provide employment opportunities for local residents during the construction phase and when the resort opens. The luxury resort, known for its wellness, sustainability, and experience, is expected to open in 2026 and will be located in the Discovery Bay area. We caught up with the Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, who shares her excitement and optimism about the new development.
An amazing resort development. Within that, though, there's marinas, there's development for other business opportunities. It's close to the Grand Lucayan Waterway, and so there's a lot that is going to be happening with that project. I don't want to preempt the announcement, but the Sixth Census part of the development is what's been announced today. There's a whole lot more. It's really exciting for Grand Bahama Island. It's really revolutionary.
The resort village will host an experience center along with artist studios, relaxed meeting spaces, a fitness center, and a spa. There will also be an earth lab with a marine research and dive center and much more. The minister says the whole idea behind the project is to regenerate activity on the island. And the Minister of State in the Office of the Prime Minister shedding light on how the Davis-led administration will provide immediate relief for residents of the Northern Bahamas impacted by Hurricane Dorian. His remarks coming this morning during the OPM's weekly press briefing. Christine Pinder reports.
The Minister of State in the Office of the Prime Minister, the Honorable Miles LaRota, updated the country on steps the government of the Bahamas is taking to protect these islands in the event of natural disasters. He reiterated the point that it is a responsibility that the Davis-led administration takes very seriously.
We signed a MOU between the University of the Bahamas and University of Hawaii, whose partner, the PDC, who is probably the institution, the top institution in the world as it relates to risk management and risk analysis. Another important reason why we are going in this direction is that there is a lot of funding out there for small island developing states like the Bahamas to access. And in order to access those funds, you have to have a legislative regime.
Hurricane Dorian devastated the islands of Grand Bahama and Abaco and left many residents without homes. Minister LaRota stated that the government is aware of this and addressed the issue of the extension of surge for those residents.
It's going to be on a case-by-case basis. It never ended. It's just that rather than having a blanket, individuals could make their case, and wherever we feel the need is there, we have no problem in approving them.
It is the role of the Disaster Reconstruction Authority to assist residents in East Grand Bahama and Abaco replace their homes, and steps are afoot to ensure that they will get immediate assistance.
As it relates to the disaster zone as it stands now is East Grand Bahama and Abaco. And so those individuals who would have sustained damage had to be replaced as long as they could prove their position was a direct result of Dorian. And we have no problem with that.
But while the government has laid the framework in Parliament to help affected residents, he noted that the UNDP has donated $1 million to construct a hurricane center on Abaco.
What we're looking at, and part of the reason we are doing this now, is that to qualify for the IDB loan, we have to have the regime in place before the end of the year.
For the Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition, I'm Christine Pinder.
Well, Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, delivering a praise report on the government in Parliament on Wednesday. During her contribution, Moxie pledged her support for the minimum wage increase while questioning those who opposed it. She also acknowledged the progress on Grand Bahama and projects currently underway. Raven Davis has that report.
During her contribution to the House of Assembly yesterday, Member of Parliament for Pine Ridge and Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, said that government is working assiduously to bring relief to the Bahamian people, especially marginalized and vulnerable groups, through compassionate leadership. Last month, the Davis-Cooper administration announced the proposed increase to minimum wage, a move that Moxie proclaimed she fully supports as it further demonstrates government's commitment to implementing a livable wage.
And I will add that it also represents a government that is working for the people. It was the 2012 Progressive Liberal Party administration that executed the last increase to minimum wage. And all the increases prior, I see a common theme here, a party for the people.
But the announcement sparked criticism from some who argued that the $50 increase falls short of meeting the needs of many struggling Bahamians. Moxie, however, praising government's commitment to implementing the change even amid the global inflation crisis, adding that it will go a long way.
Giving a single mother or father in Pine Ridge or any other constituency in the Bahamas an additional $50 worth of groceries every week to feed their children, not a big deal, is giving a family the ability to use some or all of that $50 to purchase additional gas every week. Thousands of Bahamians will benefit from a higher minimum wage. This amendment has raised the bar for employees in the Bahamas.
Now, she also adds that through the newly formed Collab unit, the Beautiful Grand Bahama initiative was birthed and has accomplished a number of notable feats while simultaneously transforming the lives of some 350 Grand Bahama residents. She says she's encouraged by what she sees and announces that Grand Bahama is poised for monumental growth.
Although challenges remain, we are moving in the right direction on Grand Bahama. There are also a number of exciting projects currently in progress, including the completion of AML Solomon's Freeport new location downtown, the Phase 1 construction of the new Carnival Cruise Port in East Grand Bahama, the Grand Bahama Shipyard Reinvestment, the relocation and construction of the University of the Bahamas Northern Campus.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Raven Davis.
In news from the courts, a Grand Bahama man faced a total of 4 counts in connection to the discovery of skeletal remains found at the eastern end of the island. Glenn Campbell was charged in the Freeport Magistrates Court No. 1 and pleaded not guilty to the charges. Jolanda Thompson Everest has the details of this case.
Clad in a baby blue shirt, jeans, pants, and brown loafers, 44-year-old Glenn Campbell, the owner of Signature Planning and Events, was charged with fraud by false pretenses and acquisition of proceeds for criminal conduct, carrying a business without a license, and hindering the burial of a dead body before Magistrate Debbie Ferguson. Proceeding down the list of offenses, it was alleged that Campbell had intentions of defrauding a check from the National Insurance Board in the amount of $1,900 by false pretenses on 2 different occasions. Campbell was then accused of discarding the remains of Shadrach Newton in the bushes, hindering the burial of the deceased. He was also accused of falsification of public records, intentionally falsifying a death certificate to defraud the Registrar General. In this matter, the prosecutor explained that this particular charge is indictable. Campbell, who was supported by a family member in court, pleaded not guilty to the charges. The prosecutor had no objection to bail, and the matter was adjourned to April 24, 2023. Campbell was also given bail in the amount of $8,000 or provide 4 shorters. He is required to report to the nearest police station twice a day until his upcoming court date. He was represented by attorney K. Brian Hanna. You may recall that human remains were recovered on the eastern end of the island in a white body bag by persons clearing down bushes in the area of October 22nd. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jolanda Thompson Everest.
Tonight, the police need your help finding 46-year-old Elton Wright of Bayshore Road, West End. Wright stands 5 feet 11 inches tall. He has short black hair, brown complexion, and brown eyes. Anyone spotting him must contact Police Emergency at 911, the National Crime Prevention Center at 302-8430, or the Police Control Room at 350-3014. Meanwhile, police on Grand Bahama also need your help in locating 61-year-old Neville Wilson Cartwright of 21 Malibu Drive. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighs 168 pounds, has a light brown complexion, is slim built with a medium-style haircut. Once again, if you see Cartwright, please call police at 911, National Crime Prevention Office at 302-8430 or 1 or Crime Stoppers at 352-1919. Now, police officials say there is no update in the case of a body found in Tynes Beach, Carroll Beach 2 weeks ago, or in the cases of Shaquille Ferguson and Stephanie Chisholm. And when we come back, we will tell you how bidding for government contracts have just gotten easier through the e-procurement portal. Stay tuned.
Come on down now. Come on down now.
The Festival of Pizzas has arrived at Pizza Hut Freeport. Try our chicken margarita, grilled chicken Florentine, veggie deluxe, and the carbonara. Did we mention curry chicken pizza? You can also order a large specialty pizza and get a small one-topping pizza free. Pizza Hut Freeport. Dine-in and delivery. Call us at 352-9191. Pizza Hut Freeport.
Harvey's Tech Bargains, where Small Plaza carries electronics, games, consoles, Fire Stick, smart TVs, tablets, laptops, accessories, and much more. Phone 602-7657 or 727-6877.
The race returns. The GBPA Conkman Triathlon, November 5th at Taino Beach. Register now at conkmantriathlon.com.
Digital bidding for government contracts is now better than ever. All business owners are encouraged to register on the new and improved e-procurement and supplies registry system to access all government contracts. Never miss another opportunity to grow your business. Registration takes just 5 minutes and gives you instant access to notifications of business opportunities and the ability to submit bids to the Bahamas government. Want to learn more? Visit moffvendors.gov.bs and register today.
Dealing with your government documents should not be a hassle.
Not when you have the proper information.
The West GB District Council wants to point our residents in the right direction with the first annual Central Government Agency Fair. Both government and corporate agencies under one roof. Come seek the information you will need to have them sorted out.
No one under 15 admitted.
Please travel with 2 forms of government ID. Saturday, November 5th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the 8 Mile Rock High School Gymnasium.
For more details,
phone 348-1080 or 1085. Sponsored by the Honorable Obadiah H. Wilchcombe.
MP for West Grand Bahama and Bimini constituency.
So Lightworks Creative Studio is a 1,300 square foot natural light studio based here in downtown Freeport. We're situated on West Atlantic Drive, and we're a space for creatives to come together to use for creative purposes. We have a cyclorama wall that tends well for shooting video and photo. We also offer setups and furniture, gear rental. So we're looking at artists, photographers, videographers, and designers, anyone who feels that their line of work is on the creative side. We do rent photography gear. We rent lights, cameras, lenses, C-stands, and we have a large collection of backdrops that are available to rent. Our website is www.lightworkscreative.com, and you will see a book now, and it has online booking where you pay per hour, or you can book half day or full day.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. Bidding on government contracts just got a little easier with the Ministry of Finance's new and improved e-procurement portal. The ministry launching today at the Grand Lucayan Ballroom, where scores of vendors showed up for the free informational session. Our Aja Quant was there for the launch and has the details in this report.
It is an exciting day here for vendors at the Grand Lucayan Ballroom for the Ministry of Finance's e-procurement portal launch. It is the new tender management online software to facilitate national opportunities. The Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, delivering the keynote address expressing the government's commitment to a level playing field for all Bahamians. A game changer is what Minister Moxie describes the portal as, noting that it aligns with the Davis-Cooper administration's vision for the digital transformation of the government's procurement platform. The minister responsible for Grand Bahama says that it was specifically designed to give small, medium, family islands, women, and young Bahamian businesses an opportunity to bid on government contracts.
This new and improved e-procurement portal has made the procurement process fairer, more accessible, more transparent, and more competitive. Ladies and gentlemen, these opportunities are no longer limited to businesses on New Providence. Grand Bahama has the opportunity to participate.
The new portal is said to be navigated easily and is more user-friendly. It also has a number of features, including access to awarded contracts and also a section for anyone needing assistance from the procurement team.
This registration process won't cost you a dime and takes 5 minutes to complete. If deemed necessary, the staff at the procurement department in the Ministry of Finance is available to assist vendors in completing the registration process.
First Vice President at the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce, Ralph Hebburn, also speaking to the portal, noting that vendors can expect to see a wide cross-section of Bahamian businesses in all sectors, particularly women. He makes certain that all persons are actively included to ensure equality is present.
Look at this from a positive light, to actively participate, to ensure that you're registered and that you stay abreast of all things that's coming down the pipeline.
And for anyone interested in signing up in the e-procurement portal, you're asked to visit www.mofvendors.gov.bs. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Azure Quant.
Thanks, Azure. And now it's time for your check on sports with Shane Stubbs and tonight's special co-anchor.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Shane Stubbs, and welcome to Sports. Tonight, I have with me the man, the myth, the legend, Ricardo Lightboard.
And let me tell you, Shane, you picked a right time for this to happen, all because today and this whole month, 4 years since I gave up the chair, you guys have it. Rock with it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, guess what? The Sunland Stingers and the Tabernacle Falcons brought their A games during the IL Cares Tip-Off Basketball Classic Championship. Let's take a look at those highlights. Threes. Dunks. Defense, emotions. Neither team gave an inch as these two rivals played their hearts out to the final buzzer. However, in front of a packed St. George's Gymnasium, which features special guests, it would be the Stingers completing the three-peat with the 54-50 victory. The tournament MVP Donald Basden, Jordan Saunders, and Danash Kelly. This is a special one.
All of us been through a hard time, Dorian. We came over here to make a better life in school, not only basketball, but just in school. There's history, man. History, 3P. We just have a lot of proof. We have a lot of proof. We have people to do it for, from Abaco, you know, just for all of them. And I just happy to drive with them. Thank God for Miss Bonnie for allowing strangers and taking care of us, doing so much. I appreciate her for what she's done. This help us to grow born, the 3P. And make Coach proud, man. We just did it for him. Do it for everyone, do it for ourselves, family, who in Abaco.
Coaches Marco Cooper and Jay Philippe says this one was for Stinger Country.
I'm excited for the owners of the school, the Williams family, the administrative staff, the teachers, our students, and our players, especially our seniors. We want to continue to build off of this as we continue with the school year.
To win 3 back-to-back is an awesome feeling. But this one is even better. You know, I celebrated a wedding this weekend. To be able to win 2 rings in 1 week is just a good feeling. My seniors, 6 seniors, this was for them. They said in locker room, this is your last dance, last chance playing a tip-off classic, and they played with excellent energy tonight. Definitely going to celebrate tonight, but tomorrow we're back to work again.
The Falcons held an early 18-17 advantage after the first period, but the Stingers eventually went into halftime with a 28-27 lead. The Stingers led by as much as 9 points in the third period, but the Falcons caught fire from deep, keeping them in the fight. The Stingers cling to a 43-42 lead going into the fourth. Some costly mistakes by the Falcons allowed the Stingers to build a 50-42 lead. Despite the Falcons' best efforts, the Stingers would hang on for the win. Making the trophy presentations was the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, the Honorable Mario Boleg. Winning the Best Defensive Player award was Tabby's Brad McDonald.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Sunland Stingers and the Tabernacle Falcons put on an instant classic. Rip, what do you think is going to happen with the teams going forward?
What has to happen now is that the coaches that got a chance to see what their kids are doing, go back to the drawing board, work on the game plan, get yourself ready for the season, and then look at what happens on the road for Hugh Campbell. We got basketball talent. We want to put that trophy back where it belongs, right here in Grand Bahama.
Certainly, and the teams are definitely looking forward to try and keep that National High School Championship trophy here in Grand Bahama. But ladies and gentlemen, that's all we have for you tonight. I'm Shane Stubbs.
I'm Ricardo Lightborn. I'm out of here too.
Be safe and be great.
I'm Kirk Cooper, Senior Associate Producer here at the Broadcasting Corporation. Been here now 28 years, and I'm so proud to be a part of the legacy of ZNS. I was here when we launched recently, and that was a phenomenal moment for me, moving from analog to digital, and to see the progress that we've made, and that the legacy of ZNS continues. Happy 32nd anniversary, ZNS.
Shoes, sandals, accessories, and handbags. Visit Steppin' Out, now at 2 locations, Old Sam's Plaza, Freeport, and top of the hill, Mackey Street, Nassau. Steppin' Out, when you want to put your best foot forward.
Island Bedding has the biggest summer sale going on right now. Special. Comforters, mattress pads, sheets, toppers, and best of all, mattress. 35% off, 45% off, 50% off. Oh my goodness! Special, people!
The West Grand Bahama District Council presents the first annual Central Government Agency Fair, Saturday, November 5th, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the 8 Mile Rock High School Gym. Government and corporate assistance under one roof. Sponsored by the Honorable Obadiah H. Wilchcombe, Member of Parliament for the West Grand Bahama and Bimini constituency.
Hi, I'm Wes. I like to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I would like to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
I want to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
Let us put shoes on your feet.
It's the coconut got this, cocoa skin dripping madness, juiciness ice the back this, sweet like a sugar in a dripping like ice honey, addict, all of my love me, sweet like a sugar in a watch it go ba ba ba, watch it go ba 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 ba, watch it go ba 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 ba, watch it go ba 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 ba, sweet like a sugar in a
New Clear Platinum flavor. Flavored beers with a kick of rum. Make it platinum. Dealing with your government documents should not be a hassle. Not when you have the proper information. The West GB District Council wants to point our residents in the right direction with the first annual Central Government Agency Fair. Both government and corporate agencies under one roof. Come seek the information you will need to have them sorted out. No one under 15 admitted. Please travel with 2 forms of government ID. Saturday, November 5th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the 8 Mile Rock High School Gymnasium. For more details, phone 348-1080 or 1085. Sponsored by the Honorable Obadiah H. Wilchcombe, MP for West Grand Bahama and Bimini constituency.
Hi guys, welcome to Health Bites. Today we're going to be talking about why it's important to exercise over the age of 40. So we know that no matter what age you are, exercise is beneficial, but it's particularly important as you get older because it's going to help, number one, with your bone density. This is important particularly for women after menopause. It's going to help to prevent possible fractures, injuries to your joints, and things of that nature as you age. Another reason it's important to exercise as you get older is muscle building. Of course, we know muscles are nice. They help make us look sexy. But as you get older, having strong muscles is particularly important because that also helps to reduce your risk of injury too. So we're talking about things like falling, little accidents around the house, and just generally being able to get around and take care of yourself. Muscle is really important when it comes to that. Last but not least, cardio. We all know that cardio is something that we should be doing, particularly as we get older because it's good for your heart health, good for nutrient delivery, good for your circulation, and just generally keeping you moving and grooving. So if you guys need any exercise equipment or anything like that, make sure you check out the Fitness Connection. We can get you everything you need. Thanks for watching.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Today, ZNS Northern Service salutes our Deputy General Manager of Special Projects, Darren Meadows, on 32 years of service. We salute you for your unwavering service and dedication to the North. And that's going to do it for us here in the North. On behalf of the entire ZNS News team, I'm Simone Davis, but be sure to stay tuned as the Bahamas Tonight continues.
Bahamas Tonight, the national report, price control standoff ends. A merger of two disaster units, and Comets swing their way to softball championships. The Bahamas Tonight, the national report, starts now.
ZNS News is linked up by BTC. Whether it's chatting, gaming, content creating, or working smart to get things done, link up to stay connected with BTC.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Akush Lapinder, and this is the Bahamas Tonight, the national report. Thanks for tuning in. The government tonight revealing its final position on the price control of drugs on the heels of a brief yet sweeping closure of private pharmacies here in the capital and Grand Bahama. And according to government officials, it's a mutual decision offering maximum benefits and cost savings to consumers, with pharmacies operating in full compliance with the law. With more in the story, we go now to our Lloyd Allen from the Office of the Prime Minister.
Well, good evening, Makusha, and good evening, Bahamas. Just moments ago, the Bahamas Pharmaceutical Association, along with the Ministry of Health and Wellness and the Ministry for Economic Affairs, came out of a two-day conversation where it's being called a win-win situation. Standing here with me is Minister of Health and Wellness, the Honorable Dr. Michael Darville. Mr. Darville, tell us about some of those highlights coming out of that discussion.
Well, first of all, I want to thank the association and all our pharmacists for working with the government. Some of the highlights that I think is very important for us is the fact that we were able to add additional drugs. You know, cancer is one of those things that is very high in the country, and so we've added cancer drugs. And then, of course, we have a lot of dialysis patients, and we have a lot of cases of renal insufficiency, and we add those drugs. On the backdrop of that, we were able to incorporate the World Health Organization pharmacopoeia, which is very important to us. And so the discussion proved to be very beneficial to the government and bring cost savings from a wide cross-section of drugs for the Bahamian people. And so the Bahamian people are in a better position now that when they go to the pharmacy, they can find prices that are a bit lower.
Now, of course, this agreement stands for the next 3 months. Standing here with me is the president of the Bahamas Pharmaceutical Association, Shantana McBride. Ms. McBride, of course, some good news here. I know initially you had some major concerns prior to those conversations with the government. What can you say now?
At this current time, we came up with an agreement that both sides can survive off. And, you know, government, as he indicated, would now be able to provide economic relief for patients that were not originally in the category. So for us, we're now able to help 60% of our patients now get this relief, and that's what we originally wanted. We wanted to come to the table to together come up with a way for our customers and for our patients to get this relief.
Of course, Minister Darville, this is a 3-month agreement. What happens after the next 3 months?
Well, you listen to the Minister of Economic Affairs, Mr. Alcides. He indicated that this particular price control amendment is for 3 months, but I believe that we have laid a solid foundation that we will be able to come back to the table to revisit, and hopefully if the economy recovers the way we anticipate, we may not have to do it, but it is something that we need to think about, and I believe we've laid a solid foundation to come back to the table after the 3 months.
Again, an amicable agreement coming in from the Pharmaceutical Association and the Ministry of Health. Reporting here from the Office of the Prime Minister for the Bahamas tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
Well, thanks, Lloyd. Now, that issue bringing to the fore another critical concern, and that's that the cost of living in the Bahamas has been far too high for far too long. The sentiments of Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, the Honourable Philip Davis, in the House of Assembly yesterday as he tabled a resolution to increase the minimum wage by $50. Public servants will receive pay retroactive to July. For minimum wage earners in the private sector, the increase kicks in January.
$50 more each week will not eliminate the economic strain on families, but it is something. $20 more a month towards food or school fees or rent or peace of mind is something. It is progress on the path to a livable wage.
Admitting that the government cannot prevent global events from having a local impact, the Prime Minister says they can, however, stand in the gap and ease the burden for Bahamians.
The minimum wage increase is part of a larger set of policies intended to relieve the cost of living pressures, including reduced or eliminated customs duties on key items such as food, solar supplies, and building supplies. Additional price control inspectors to ensure compliance. Free Wi-Fi in parks across the country. An emphasis on affordable housing. A major expansion of renewable energy, which we intend to do and we're working assiduously towards. And a historic investment in homegrown food.
Now, also endorsing the minimum wage increase was Elizabeth MP Jo Beth Colby Davis, who says such a move illustrates the benefits of getting money into people's pockets and stimulating the economy.
The decision to increase the weekly minimum wage by $50 allows wages to catch up to the rising cost of living at this time and will assist in softening the impact of inflation on many Bahamian households. The policy decisions is the kind of measure called for to avoid an erosion of living standards for the vulnerable amongst us. Let me be clear, Madam Speaker. It is the right thing to do, and this is the right time to do it.
Well, still on House News, Social Services Minister, the Honourable Obi Wolchcombe, telling members Thursday that long-standing issues at the Ministry of Social Services and Urban Development will soon be addressed. To the assurance, a response to Opposition Leader Michael Pintard, who called on the PLP to do just that. Those issues ranging from outstanding promotions to staff not being compensated for earning their degrees to the non-payment of hazard pay, among other concerns. Minister Wolchcombe says he'll meet with staffers next week on the matter.
I'm telling you today that all of those members, what they are not aware of, and we do meet a full meeting on Monday with the entire staff, which is quite interesting. And that meeting on Monday is to give them all the good news, because with my member and my colleague, Golden Gates, our people can have a great Christmas, my brother.
Central bank governors from across the region meeting here in the Bahamas for their 59th biannual meeting of CARICOM. The two-day high-level meeting bringing together those in the financial community of regulators for knowledge exchange and technical support. Central to this morning's discussion, financial sector risk and supervision in the midst of climate change. Leading the presentation, Deputy Managing Director of the International Monetary Fund, Bo Lee.
Governments often need to provide financial support to repair damaged public infrastructure and assist uninsured households. This increases public debt and the risks to domestic financial institutions who hold it. These risks will only grow as climate change intensifies. Successive storms may delay economic recoveries for longer and may even deter private investment.
Well, still on climate change, the government's merging all disaster risk management agencies into one body to move with global standards. On Wednesday, the minister responsible for disaster management, the Honorable Miles Larota, tabled the Disaster Risk Management Bill, which gives one agency the ultimate task of managing the country's natural disasters.
What we also noticed in the past was that you had NEMA, you had DRA, so you had overlapping institutions. You had people basically doing the same things and agencies not really talking to each other, and that's not on the personal level, it's just there were too many silos. The new agency will be an agency that will be much more agile, that will be much more adaptive. Another important reason why we are going in this direction is that there is a lot of funding out there for small island developing states like the Bahamas to access. And in order to access those funds, you have to have a legislative regime.
Training, another component of the proposed legislation.
Apart from structures, there's also going to be training. We are working towards having Bahamians who have an interest in meteorology or in disaster risk management and prevention, that we are building a career path for these individuals.
Hi, this is Chief Meteorologist Basil Dane with a tropical weather update brought to you by BTC and CBS Bahamas. We continue to monitor Lisa, which is now over southern Mexico. It's now a tropical depression with winds of 30 miles per hour. But looking at our satellite picture, much of the shower activity are over the Gulf of Mexico and the Caribbean Sea. Lisa is expected to continue moving west at about 12 miles per hour, then shifting towards the northwest, and that will move it over the Gulf of Mexico late tonight and tomorrow, but no further intensification of this system is expected. And then there's Martin. Martin is now a post-tropical cyclone, having lost its tropical characteristics over the last 6 hours or so. But Martin remains a very powerful subtropical low, which is racing towards the north-northeast at some 58 miles per hour. Maximum sustained winds still holding at 80 miles per hour, but we anticipate some weakening of this system over the next day or so as it continues to race towards the north-northeast. And then thirdly, we have this area of low pressure anticipated will form just to the north of the Virgin Islands, and it will track towards the north and eventually northwest. At least that's what our computer models are suggesting, meaning it will affect our weather come late Sunday, heading into the early part of next week with an elevation in precipitation in the early part of next week. This has been a tropical weather update brought to you by BTC and CBS Bahamas.
You watch.
This portion of the news was brought to you by Sun Oil Limited Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
It has the looks, the style, the performance. Your new car is everything you always dreamed of. Now it's here. Commonwealth Bank was happy to help put you behind the wheel. with a new car loan at a competitive rate and fast, friendly approval. It's a service that just comes naturally to us, just like how love of tradition comes naturally to you. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
We just got the new fiber internet speed bump. Now my internet's so fast I can watch 2 4K movies, play video games, and browse on my computer at the same time.
Yeah, my internet's so fast I could download a whole season of shows before my noodles run cooking.
Mine's so fast when I go to church online, service actually over early.
Mine's so fast when I'm working from home, 5 o'clock, come before 3.
Sound like you got this BTC fiber internet speed bump like me.
But it's so fast, I had to have it.
Current fiber internet bundle customers now have as much as 3 times the speed. Totally free. Link up with BTC. We need to save.
Be happy! Save at KFC with the one-piece chicken box fill-up for only $5.95. Enjoy genuine savings and the genuine flavor of KFC chicken fried to golden perfection with crispy fries, a buttery biscuit, and an ice-cold Pepsi. Only at KFC Nassau.
If I want to list my company on Arawak-X, what can I expect? Hi, my name is D.R. Saramin Jr.
And my name is Winston Roll.
And we're with Arawak-X. If I want to list my company on Arawak-X, what can I expect?
Well, there's a couple of things that as an issuer you need to do. Obviously, there's some regulatory documentation that's required. We have a very strong adherence to marketing as well. And so we expect that while you're listed on the platform, you should be marketing for the duration to ensure that the general public is aware of what it is you're trying to achieve and how you're going to do it. And then, of course, once you've been successful in raising that capital, there's reporting requirement that comes along with that and the necessity to keep your shareholders engaged to let them know how the business is doing.
Visit arawakx.com or scan the QR code on the screen to start investing today.
Today, we're doing a beach cleanup. So it makes us think about, number one, the plastic is coming from all around the world. And then we have an international team working on this beach to remove that plastic to make this community better.
This is one of those beaches that always has marine debris that washes up, and so we're doing our part just to remove as much of it as possible.
We have a lot of key species and native and migratory species that rely on our beaches for nesting sites or food. So it means a lot for Disney to be a part of this and for me to be a part of this initiative.
Mother Earth is all that we have to rely on in general. So if we don't find ourselves being involved with keeping it the way it should be kept, then we find ourselves neglecting one of the most important things in life.
The Disney volunteers are everywhere trying to make a difference. If you could see the amount of debris we picked up off of this beach, I feel we did make a difference here today.
Not the kind of news coming from Andros or any family island for that matter, but a team of officers from the Criminal Investigations Department here in the capital left for that island following a homicide last evening after 8. What we can tell you is that 3 German men were reportedly outside their summer home when a masked gunman appeared. Police say the Germans attempted to run inside the house when the suspect opened fire, resulting in 2 men being shot. The injured were rushed to the local clinic. Unfortunately, one of them died. As for the other, he was airlifted to the capital. Now, anyone with information, especially residents of the Camps Bay area, should forward that information to authorities. Well, as you can imagine, the news of that double shooting rocking the South Andros community, the incident admittedly quite distressing for area MP Leon Lundy, who says he's not only shocked but angered and grieved. Lundy noting in a statement last evening that the matter is unprecedented for a small, close community where for the most part there are peaceful, striving families living in a settlement where everyone knows everyone and the concept of borrowing sugar from your neighbor is not foreign. The PLP MP went further to extend condolences to the family of the deceased and prayers for a speedy recovery for the other victim. Meantime, we spoke with Camps Bay Town Chairman Joe Ramming, who described the general mood of Androsians.
Something like this never happened in
our community. Camps Bay is one of the most quietest community in this part of Andres. You know, you don't have any bars and those things. Shock, unafraid. Both boys describe the persons here. Because we have other visitors, other lodges, bone fishing lodges that is in operation. I hope the person who's responsible is caught quickly.
Joshua Roll's been living in South Andros for 46 years. The associate pastor at the Church of God of Prophecy in Camps Bay offered up this encouragement.
They're very much concerned and very afraid because this never happened in our community, so they're really looking forward for the police to bring a quick closure to this matter. Well, you know, the Bible said the Lord is our keeper. You know, he's the shade of our right hand. He promised never to leave us nor forsake us. So in spite of what's going on in South Andres, God is still with us. Still.
Well, in other news, after weeks of physical training and onboarding, 169 young Bahamians can now call themselves the newest officers of the Bahamas Immigration Department. The official induction ceremony taking place at the Police Training College Wednesday, bringing the keynote address, Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis.
In 2021, there was a total of 2,815 irregular migrants repatriated from the Bahamas. So far this year, there have been 2,390 repatriations.
On the prompter.
You are tasked with the enormous responsibility of curbing human trafficking.
Yeah, they're doing it.
And you're also saddled with the task of slowing the traffic of guns and drugs throughout our country. Your work is essential. Your efforts and skills are indispensable. With your vigilance and dedication to duty, we will be able to fight these plagues in our society. You have been trained. Your skills have been honed. I urge you to remain focused. Refrain from being steered off course. We are counting on you to help maintain the stability of our nation.
Well, day 3 of the Ministry of Tourism's mission to Canada has officials eager to draw inspiration from a Canadian technological hub, one officials believe can create employment opportunities for Bahamians and further expand the economy. Cleopatra Murphy has that story.
Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, the Honourable Chester Cooper, is seeing the possibilities of modelling a tech industry in the Bahamas in the vein of Ottawa's Canada North Technology Park. Cooper met with President and CEO of the Canada North Business Association and Hub 350 Wednesday. The association represents Canada's largest technology park, with more than 540 businesses employing more than 33,000 people.
We are going to continue to work along with the Ottawa Tech Hub to ensure that we develop in an orderly way using local expertise, but at the same time in collaboration with them. So they've done this successfully since 1978. They have a lot of experience. There's a lot of opportunity, a lot of jobs available. So that in and of itself is a message.
Already, Cooper is envisioning startups, also suggesting a signing of an MOU.
The University of Bahamas has a great opportunity to work along with universities in the vicinity of the Tech Hub to create programs, to develop exchanges, and to really work in harmony with the big picture of creating this industry.
Pedden also sees the potential of a partnership with the Bahamas due to the range of opportunities it can provide Bahamians.
You know, there's just so much that as a technology industry we're seeing in terms of digital transformation across industries, and I think the park can offer some really exciting roles and job experiences to Bahamians.
What is this? The minister says the Bahamas High Commission in Ottawa had a role in making the connection. First Secretary Counsel at the Bahamas High Commission, Nahaja Black, believes a partnership with the hub can greatly benefit University of the Bahamas students with access to internships, but also sees a Hub 350 emerging in the Bahamas, possibly on Grand Bahama.
have done with knowledge, I believe, can be something that transforms an island, transforms a nation, gives us another, economic pillar, and provides some level of economic freedom. I mean, just as a note, the average income for persons on this tech park is ranging at $120,000 a year.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
Well, true to previous statements that the Bahamas is poised to become a major digital asset hub, yet another leading crypto exchange company has set up shop here on Bahamian shores. Our Anthony Smith earlier today as the company made the big announcement.
It's a rapidly growing space as more and more digital asset companies look to making the Bahamas their home. And that's no different for the second largest crypto exchange in the world, as Seychelles-based exchange OKX looks to plant its roots in the region with the Bahamas as its hub.
It all started back early this year, January 20th, when we met with some amazing partners and talent to lay the seeds of OKX Bahamas. And so we are just excited to further grow our presence here with local executives, local staff, and to really be with the community.
The announcement coming as the company officially secures its registration as a digital asset business under the Securities Commission of the Bahamas, a milestone made possible through the DARE Act, a regulatory framework which OKX officials acknowledge was key in their decision to making the Bahamas their home.
We in the government of the Bahamas are committed to fostering an enabling environment where companies, additional companies can come here. They know that they're regulated. They know that the quality of our regulation is world class.
The company moves forward now with Bahamians at the helm of its regional operations. With Jillian Bethel as its chief executive officer, the company now takes on the short-term task of employing up to 30 Bahamians in its first year alone.
There's probably bigger things on the table. We are aiming for that 100 number in 3 to 5 years, and so we really want to take Bahamians, engage them, have them a part of the workforce through OKX, and make sure that we further the aptitude, the skill sets, and also contribute to this big global company.
To date, OKX has more than 20 million global customers and looks to increasing that number starting right here in the Bahamas. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Anthony Smith.
A light moment for BTC's new CEO, who this evening is the focus of a corporate ceremony at the Bahamar Cable Beach Resort. Lloyd Allen is standing by to tell us more. Good evening, Lloyd.
Well, good evening, Makushla, and good evening, Bahamas. Tonight we're here at the Bahamar Resort, and we're being introduced to the new CEO at BTC, Samir Bhatti, and he's also Bahamian, surprisingly. Now, of course, I know that prior to your stay here at BTC, you worked abroad as well. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, after leaving the Bahamas, finishing top of my class at COB, I continued my education in the U.S., and I spent the last 25 years in the telecom industry, Verizon, Juniper Networks, and most recently at Comcast.
Now, we spoke earlier as well. There are some objectives that you have moving forward, increasing your fiber optic networks, of course. Tell us a little bit about that.
Absolutely. So we're about 70% covered with fiber optic here in the Bahamas, and we're trying to move that number higher. Our purpose is to connect communities and transform lives. And we can do that with fiber, and we will do that with fiber. We're going to continue our build out here in Q4 and through 2023. So looking forward to fiberizing more of the country.
Now, I know, of course, you've also visited 16 plus islands. You've seen the conditions there. What are some of your celebrations for challenges as that objective continues?
Well, I celebrate the culture we have and the culture we're growing here at BTC. I celebrate the loyalty of the community to BTC. And we have opportunities for sure. Post-Dorian, we have continued work that we will proceed with in the islands of Abaco and even Grand Bahama. And we have the challenge, as I mentioned, of driving fiber deep throughout the archipelago, not just New Providence, continuing in Grand Bahama, continuing in Exuma, continue in our family island. So that's really what the opportunity is.
And again, of course, tonight you'll be rubbing shoulders with some of our parliamentarians as well, the Prime Minister and others. Are you looking forward to that?
Absolutely, and in fact, they've been gracious enough, many, to invite me for courtesy calls. So I've had some brief introductions, and they've shared a warm welcome that all the staff at BTC have shared with me. I'm looking forward to continuing the dialogue and moving fiber deeper in the country.
Now, I know, of course, BTC, formerly known as Patelco, has a long and rich history here in the Bahamas. But if there's any last words that you'd like the Bahamian public to know about your company moving forward, what would that be?
We have embraced a one BTC culture here, and that's a growth mindset, teamwork, transparency, customer first, and follow through. We're all about one BTC, and the words given to me that I'll share back with the community is BTC is back.
Well, you heard it first. BTC is back. Reporting here from Bahama Resort for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
Well, thanks, Lloyd. Now time for the weekly poll question. And this week we're asking, should government officials publicly disclose the cost of foreign trips? To participate, simply log on to our website, and that's www.znsbahamas.com, as well as any of our social media platforms to answer. That's all it takes. The poll's final results will be aired on Friday. As always, thanks for participating. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight. There's more when we return.
It's Spa Week, we got what you need. Sit back, relax, and come in for a treat. We just wanna make you smile. We will go the extra mile at Baha Retreat Spa.
Come visit us at Baha Retreat Spa on East Bay Street. Contact us at 323-6711 or visit us online at www.baharetreat.com.
You watch them grow and make plans for them even before they're old enough to talk. You spend a lifetime of sacrifice to pave the way for their success and create a tomorrow you too can be proud of. Can you tell who is the investor? At Leno, we believe everyone who has ever put a penny aside for a future dream is an investor. If you're new to investing, Leno's financial experts stand ready to design plans based on your goals. Let's sit down and explore the options one-on-one and see how, together, we can make your dreams come true. Whether considering traditional investments like a new home, car, your own business, security and retirement, or your child's college fund, we take the confusion out of the process and make an investor out of you. Call 396-3225 for an appointment. Leno, your bridge to the future.
A greenhouse was recently donated to C.R. Walker Senior High School by RF Bank and Trust. The donation is expected to assist the school with establishing the Project Greenhouse Initiative, which will introduce students to farming tools, techniques, and technology. Miss Jonette Ferguson Morris, the school's Teacher of the Year, and Miss Earlene Russell, the school's Family and Consumer Science teacher, said the Project Greenhouse Initiative will prepare students to have a sustainable future.
The students are excited, and that is what matters most. We are preparing our 21st graduates here at C.R. Walker to have a sustainable future.
This project started with our project-based learning last year about food sustainability, because we are introducing farm to table. And with that, the students will be able to grow various crops that can be used within practicals and through sales at the school.
Head of Marketing at RF Bank and Trust, Rachel Alahar, said this donation is the first of many philanthropic work by the bank.
Education was identified as one of the pillars for the 2022 calendar year, and so we were really looking at what schools or what partners we could make that could help make the most impact in the community. The greenhouse was one of the ones that was a little bit more time sensitive, given the things that they were trying to accomplish in the calendar year, in their educational year. So we decided to start off with that, but we do hope it'll be a long-term partnership, so we're hoping to do more projects with them in the coming year.
For Ed Talk, I'm Jonalee McIntosh.
working season. We got impact windows and doors. For protection, just come to our store. Plus we got tiles to pretty up your walls and your floors. We'll help you batten up for that big bad storm. Porcelain tiles, blank tiles, mosaic tiles, a variety of styles. Before things get right, they gotta be rough. That's why we got the best deals in the whole Bahamas. Hey, hey.
NBA League Pass is the coolest way to watch the hottest game there is. When threes rain down and superstars heat up. When clutch jumpers splash and your team is fire. You'll be there for up to 40 games a week. Any way you want to watch. NBA League Pass. Order now.
The Chinese ambassador providing more insight on the recently concluded 20th National Congress of the Communist Party of China and what it means for Bahamas-China relations. Citing a report coming out of the Congress, Ambassador Dai Qingling says it reaffirms China's commitment to building a clean and beautiful world through low carbon and green development, among other issues.
We know the Bahamas places enormous priority on climate change and its own green energy transition. So we feel our cooperation on renewable energy and against the climate change faces even greater opportunities. So thanks for this year, we have had a positive year for China-Bahamas relations. The political foundation of our relations has remained strong, thanks to the Bahamas government's adherence to the One China policy. And we celebrated the 25th anniversary of our diplomatic relations with a series of events, from the official reception to the inaugural Dragon Boat Festival.
Meantime, as the world's biggest carbon polluter, China is expected to send a senior-level delegation to the COP27 climate change conference in Egypt this weekend.
I know last year, some people tried to make an issue out of, the absence of Chinese leaders. But we do feel action speaks louder than words. And the Chinese leader, like General Secretary Xi himself, is at the forefront of international cooperation against the climate change. And he's a leading voice in calling for greater climate governance in the world. There are actually overlapping areas of interest between China and the Bahamas in climate change. For example, China also calls for the honoring of the commitments of $100 billion every year by developed countries to developing countries, particularly to the vulnerable developing countries. We share that position. And for ourselves, so now number one is we continue to honor our own responsibilities.
The careers and work of public servants on center display, or rather center court. This is the heart of Marathon Mall was transformed for the past 2 days into a symposium, all in honor of National Public Service Week. On display for members of the public to observe were more than 20 career paths in the public service. Minister of State, the Honorable Pio Glover-Roll, says the idea is to attract those who might be interested in joining the ranks of hard-working public officers to ultimately build a better and brighter public service.
What we are building will stand the test of time as a much-needed step towards an improved work experience for public servants at every level. Ultimately, for us, for me, it's about the people, the public servants. When all is said and done, our mission, my mission, is to ensure that our people are empowered and well taken care of.
Well, activities marking Public Service Week continue tomorrow with a massive float parade. The parade starts at the Western Esplanade, heading west along Saunders Beach to Prospect Ridge, then south on Prospect Ridge to JFK Drive. The parade then travels east on JFK Drive onto University Boulevard, continuing east to the National Insurance Board's Blue Hill Road headquarters. Public servants will then parade north on Blue Hill Road to Meeting Street, continuing west on Meeting Street to Nassau Street, then north on Nassau Street, returning to the Western Esplanade. Motorists are advised to exercise caution in these areas from 5 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Friday. The float parade's prejudging starts at 8 a.m. The official start of the parade at 10 a.m. Well, as we head to the break, we'd like to thank all our viewers watching us live on our social media platforms. And just in case you missed the news, be sure to head there to catch up. Stay with us. There's more.
When you want to save money on your tile supplies, who you gonna call? The Tile King. When you tile your house and you want to look good, who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Visit the new Tile King showroom, which is internationally recognized as the finest tile showroom in the Caribbean, located in the Builders Mall on Wolf Road.
The Tile King. Who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Tiles on everything.
Join up for life insurance. Secure the ones that you love. Join up with Family Guardian. We offer full protection. Join the family. Join the family. Family Guardian. Protect the ones you love. A friend that you can trust. Family Guardian.
We just got the new fiber internet speed bump. Now my internet so fast I can watch 2 4K movies, play video games, and browse on my computer at the same time.
Yeah, my internet so fast I could download a whole season of shows before my noodles run cooking.
Mine so fast when I go to church online, service actually over early.
Mine so fast when I'm working from home, 5 o'clock, come before 3.
Sound like you got this BTC fiber internet speed bump like me.
But it's so fast, I had to have it.
Current fiber internet bundle customers now have as much as 3 times the speed. Totally free. Link up with BTC.
Good to grow. Keeping you in the know. Keeping you in the know. God, that's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow. It's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow.
Livestock in North Andros have access to more nutritious feed thanks to organic solar. The company supplies fresh feed to animals at the Bahamas Agriculture and Marine Science Institute and other farms on the island. The feed, which is mostly plant-based, is given to chickens, sheep, cows, and goats, just to name a few. Proprietor Saran Dean says his product is beneficial for everyone.
The feed that we grow can feed any domestic livestock, from sheep, cows, horses, goats, chickens. The only thing we would have to do is tweak the amount of days that we grow it for. So if you look at the feed now, the grass is kind of tall. That's suitable for sheep and goats. If we wanted to feed cows, we'd grow it a little bit taller. If we wanted to feed chickens, we'd grow it a little bit shorter because they want more of the green and less of the grass. And that's where you get grass-fed meat comes into place. An extremely important niche market, a very healthy niche market that allows everyone, to eat some healthy food.
Dean spoke about the process of growing the organic feed.
The process takes 7 days. It's 7 days from seed to harvest to feed the sheep. What we do is we grow on a 7-day growth cycle. And once we remove the feed, we put seeds back. And because of the building and the infrastructure that we have in place, it's perfectly designed to feed these and to grow exactly what we need in that amount of time.
Dean says while he's using vertical farming to grow the feed, he hopes to use more climate change technology like solar in the near future. Keeping you in the know with Good to Grow, I'm Kendia Smith.
Shell Unleaded improves your fuel economy, giving increased miles per gallon, allowing you to do more of what you really want. Special additives used in Shell Unleaded improve your engine's efficiency. So go further with Shell Unleaded. Venture out to beaches, Junkanoo, and festivals and bring home memories that will last a lifetime. Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
North Abaco MP Kirk Cornish refuting an article in today's local daily that quoted him as saying the government was more concerned about Junkanoo than shantytowns. Cornish clarifying in the House of Assembly this morning that he was responding to comments made by former Prime Minister and Member of Parliament for Killarney, Dr. Hubert Minnis, about recent public statements on a point of order.
I also indicated to the former Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas that unlike him, our Prime Minister, the Prime Minister, listens and cares about the Bahamian people, because when he had the opportunity, the former Prime Minister had the opportunity to listen to the Bahamian people, the so-called poor people and average Bahamians whom they so care about now, giving the opportunity when the doctors, the nurses, and every other union which was completely at disarray with that former administration, giving the opportunity to address their concerns, he indicated to the media, it's recorded, that he's more concerned about who's going to win Junkanoo. I never indicated that this administration has ever expressed that we are more concerned about who's going to win Junkanoo.
A new group of administrators getting a first-hand view of the House of Assembly proceedings and officially welcoming them, Minister responsible for local government, the Honourable Clay Sweeting.
We have administrator trainees not just from New Providence, but from members from Mayaguana, from Grand Bahama, from Nabi, from Eleuthera, from San Salvador, West Grand Bahama, East Grand Bahama, across the country. And what's so exciting is that this grouping accumulates what this government is doing through Family Islands and keeping everybody involved. So I want to congratulate them publicly.
Well, it's time now for a check on Family Island weather with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Makisha. We have just a few clouds this evening. Temperature at 84 degrees, relative humidity 68%. Northeast winds at 11 miles per hour. The barometric pressure 1,016.7 millibars. That is 30.04 inches, and the pressure is steady. Temperatures around the Family Islands this evening, they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 81 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, Greentoll, Key, and Marsh Harbor, Abaco, the Berry Islands at 83. Alistown, Bimini, 82 degrees, 84 in Harbor Island. Roxanne, Eleuthera, Black Point, Exuma, and Kemp Space, St. Andrews, all at 83 degrees, 82 in Fresh Creek, Central Andrews. Also, Otterstown, Cat Island, San Salvador, and Rum Key at 82 degrees. Georgetown, Exuma, 83, 84s in Ragged Island, Cloud, San Long Island, Crooked Island, Betsy Bay, Acklands, and Matchetown, Inagua. Turks and Caicos Islands, 81 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Paint Setter. In the Northwestern Islands tonight through tomorrow, northeast winds around 12 to 18 knots, the wave heights 3 to 6 feet with moderate chops of caution flags and place for boaters in the Northwestern Islands. Low tide 11:04 tonight, another low tide at 11:28 tomorrow morning. Now for the central and southeastern islands, also through Friday, northeast winds at 10 to 15 knots and the wave heights 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. As we take into Saturday, the winds become easterly, no change in the speeds. They remain at 12 to 18 knots with the caution flags up. Wave heights 3 to 6 feet. High tide on Saturday, 6:08 in the morning with a low tide at 12:25 in the afternoon. And in the central and southeastern islands, we will maintain the 10 to 15 knots out of the east at 2 to 4 feet. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures. And they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Take her out on a date. She said, give her a call round 7:45. When you dial her number, ring-a-ling-a-ling. She knows it's you, but she just let it ring, or you get swing.
Do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned, your extended weather forecast is still ahead.
You get swing, you get swing, you get no ding, yes, you get swing. Hey!
Solomon's, we're all about family. We believe in quality brands and giving you what you need and more for every occasion. Our store is filled with items for the entire family, celebrating everyday living for you and those you love. Shopping is now more rewarding than ever with My Solomon Smart Rewards. Shop Solomon's because family matters.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance, peace of mind.
Are you a contractor or new homeowner? Maybe you need a few pieces of lumber for your DIY projects. Welcome to Capital Lumber, the newest building materials company in the Bahamas. Located on Parkgate Road, Nassau, helping you to maximize your savings on lumber, cement, shingles, tools, and much more. Your one-stop shop for all your building essentials. With free delivery to the mail booth, visit us today. Capital Lumber, build strong.
Link up with BTC and call it one and done. Link up with BTC and call it one and done.
This is the culmination of a year-long planning and what has become our signature event. It's our 4th annual Innovation Conference, where we put the spotlight on small businesses. It also caps off our Small Business Month. Year number 4 takes on particular significance for us because after nearly 2 years of doing this conference virtually, we are back here at the Bahamas Convention Center face-to-face. But not only are we back, we're also bigger and better than ever before.
And I want to thank BTC for having me here as their keynote speaker to point to the people, to teach them how to create content on a whole nother level. Sometimes people post content, but they don't connect. So if it don't connect, how can your sales happen? It won't. So I'm here to teach them how to get in front of that camera and really connect.
I'm a business development and digital marketing strategist, and I'm here to partner with BTC today. I'm excited to be here in Nassau, Bahamas, and just to really be a part of this whole experience. I'm one of the judges as well, so I'm really excited to see that what these business owners come to bring.
So NIV is very, very excited to be here today. Being part of BTC's Work Smarter, Not Harder Innovation Conference is just what we need to push our employer self-service portal. It is the newest innovative tool by NIB to assist employers with paying their contributions every month and also uploading their contribution statements.
Now, while we commemorate Small Business Month in the month of October, it doesn't mean that we're not thinking about you all year long. So contact our small business team right now so that they can help your business grow. These are still the moments that move us. I'm Corbell Pifro. Be well and be back here. Next, BTC Connection.
Hey, it's your honorary pump attendant here to educate you on the do's and don'ts at the service station. Here's what you don't do. Do not pull up from the pump without first checking that the nozzle has been removed from your car. Because if you pop this, that's about $600,000 to $30,000 to replace. These things ain't cheap. What you want to do is make sure that the nozzle has been removed, or just wait for the universal sign, which is the double tap.
I've been blown away. Totally love the vibe to really be able to lead this process. I feel a great sense of gratitude around being able to have Shelly to be here with us.
This event was one that you had to be here.
You know, any time that I am able to spend time with especially young women who have aspirations and things they want to achieve, it is just always wonderful. So this has been a terrific experience today.
The Sports Report is brought to you by Hoop Fest in Paradise, December 16th to the 17th at the Kendall G. Isaacs Gym. The best in U.S. and Bahamian high school basketball.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Sports Thursday. I'm Charles Fisher. The Queens College Commerce student body, they were out in full force at Freedom Farm with two teams in the sudden death playoffs. First up, the Comets Junior boys made easy work of Nassau Christian, defeating them 11-1 via the mercy run rule after 5 innings. Austin Cartwright was the winning pitcher. Maximus Ward of NCS was tied with the loss. QC scored 3 runs in the second and 4 apiece in the third and fourth inning. Nassau Christian lone run came in the top of the first.
It wasn't an easy win. We beat them in the season, and we owed them, but we started off a little bit tentative, a little bit nervous, but we settled into the game. We came out to do what we want to do in the championship. Our defense was awesome today. You know, some really, really strong plays in the field, a couple of double plays that really made the difference.
Let's move now to the senior girls. The Comets flying out to a 9-2 lead, heading into the top of the 5th. That's when the big red machine of Sox started to run on a full tank of gas and erupted for 7 runs to even things up at 9. Moved to the 6th, and Sox scores 3 more runs to now lead 12-9. The Comets to the plate in the bottom half of the inning would come back to tie it at 12, and with 2 out and runners on second and third, Comets pitcher Michaela Bain with a bouncer to third that was bobbled by Sox, allowing the winning run to come across the plate. 13-12, the final score.
We was doing good. I came in the pitch, but I started to press, and I started walking people, so that kind of got us to a tie game where we had to fight back.
For the first few innings, we were up by a lot. It was about 9-2. And so I feel as though everyone was getting a little too excited. And as a captain, as one of the captains, I let my team know always stay humble. I don't feel as though we fell short staying humble, but I feel as though they were like, okay, we can mercy rule them, or in the 5th inning, it'll be done, because we were up.
We weren't doubting ourselves, but we were pressing. Like, we were very hard on ourselves, but we know what we could do, and we did that.
And in the nightcap, Sox senior boys slammed the Kingsway Academy 23-12. Sox hit 4 home runs in the win. Amos Hanna was the winning pitcher, with Aiden Ramming tied with the loss.
We were playing good in the beginning, but we made a lot of errors. They were very, very fidgety, very nervous, making silly errors, not swinging the bat when they need to, not hitting the ball like they know how to. So we got it together later in the game, though.
General Secretary of the Bahamas Baseball Association, Teddy Sweeting, with some big news regarding the Andrew Rogers National Baseball Stadium.
COMCABE, which is a part of our governing body in our region, in the LATAM region, where all of us are members of COMCABE, has made the decision and has selected the Andre Rogers National Baseball Stadium as its main base to organize future COMCABE baseball tournaments. I think this is a major achievement for our stadium, which will always have our stadium having events each and every year going on in 2023.
More from baseball. Lucius Fox back home to announce plans for the 5th Don't Blink Home Run Derby. This past season, he was on the opening day roster for the Washington Nationals in the majors.
A blessing, man. It was a dream come true ever since I was a little kid. When I first started playing at the age of 7, you know, I told my dad I wanted to make it to the pros, and he pushed me ever since. So actually accomplishing that goal felt good, but the work isn't done yet. I got to see it, feel it, but now I'm ready to take it by storm. So I'm looking forward into next season. I'll get my body healthy. I'm planning on playing 162 games next year. Whatever I have to do to make that happen, I'm willing to do. But next year, look out for Lucius Fox making his name in the major leagues.
Not this season. He would have liked bouncing between the majors and the minors with the Nationals and Rochester.
There was a lot of ups and downs. Getting hurt, missing a lot of time. It was tough to get my timing back. When I got back, I was trying to catch up. So mentally, I was putting in a little too much pressure on myself. But it was good to get out there and play with the guys out there, to work with the people in the Nationals organization. Just moving forward into 2023, looking forward to putting it all together and show the player I know I am and the player everybody signed when I was 18 years old. So I'm just looking forward to being a complete player, a healthy player that my manager can rely on, and just hopefully never see the minor leagues ever again.
One aspect of his game that needs to change, and that has to do with his body.
You know, I push my body to the limit every time, but I don't spend enough time on recovery and nutrition. So I hired a personal chef because, you know, I need to learn how to cook. But better food. Got to pay attention to what I'm putting in my body, and probably more massages and more cold. So I'm just focusing more on recovering so I can be fresh for the next day.
Good luck in the future. That's it for sports. I'm Charles Fisher. Thanks for watching.
The Sports Report was brought to you by Hoop Fest in Paradise, December 16th to the 17th at the Kendall G. Lysick Gymnasium, the best in U.S. and Bahamian high school basketball.
Almost every journey starts with your car. We spend most of the early stages of our lives anticipating getting our first set of wheels. When that moment finally comes, let AID be there for all your auto needs. Make it yours by accessorizing, maintaining, and repairing your car with AID. Whether you're a professional mechanic, a recent graduate, a full-time mom, or an I can fix that kind of guy, or if you're completely clueless about what your car needs, AID will assist in providing a large variety of auto parts, a diagnostic center, and great customer service. For all life's auto journeys, we're here. AID, all you really need and more.
Welcome to the China-Bahamas Business Solutions Cybersecurity Tip of the Day for data backups. Regularly back up your business's data. Set your backups to happen automatically and store them somewhere secure. When considering data backups, consider the rule of 3-2-1. Have 3 local backups, 2 digital backups, and 1 offsite backup. Remember, stay safe, stay informed, and stay protected.
We just got the new fiber internet speed bump. Now my internet's so fast, I can watch 2 4K movies, play video games, and browse on my computer at the same time.
Yeah, my internet's so fast, I could download a whole season of shows before my noodles run cooking.
Mine's so fast, when I go to church online, service actually over early.
Mine's so fast, when I'm working from home, 5 o'clock, come before 3.
Sound like you got this BTC fiber internet speed bump like me.
But it's so fast, I had to have it.
Current fiber internet bundle customers now have as much as 3 times the speed. Totally free. Link up with BTC.
It's electric.
The weekly specials are just better at super value and quality supermarkets. Campbell's vegetable soup, 10.5 ounce, $1.49. Bone-in chicken breasts, $2.59 per pound. Panamint raw shrimp, 41 to 50, 12 ounce, $5.99. Triple B malt tonic, 12 ounce, $1.09. Sweet mangoes, 2 for $3. Donate your change to help feed their Humane Society animals at super value and quality supermarkets.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, satellite pictures showing some low-level clouds courtesy of that outer band from Lisa, which continues, by the way, to move towards the west. And our forecast for tonight, we're calling for mainly clear conditions, a shower or 2 in spots, 74 degrees for your low temperature. And tomorrow, we're looking at partly sunny, a bit on the breezy side, again with some isolated showers in the area. High temperature getting up to 83 degrees. And your extended weather forecast over the next 7 days, we expect some showers in our forecast, particularly late on Sunday. It will be increasing, and that's due to an area of low pressure that we spoke about in the tropical update, and that will increase the chance of showers beginning this Sunday and the early part of next week. Look as though it's going to be a little wet one with off and on showers. Temperature-wise, though, we're going to keep you in the mid-80s. And just before I close up, congratulations to the Queens College Comets, junior boys and senior girls softball teams on their respective wins. Continue to do well. I'll pull in for you. Kishla.
Well, thanks, Basil. But before we leave tonight, the artist behind the upbeat global hit Jerusalema in town for this weekend's Carnival Bubble. Our LaDon Davis among those at the LPIA's Executive Lounge to welcome one of the event's headliners.
It's become an all too familiar tune hitting every radio station, every social, every home around the world. Jerusalem has captured the attention of listeners for its groovy beat, drumming up lots of footwork from dancers participating in a social media challenge. The South African artist behind the music, Nomsibo, is here in the Bahamas receiving a warm drunken welcome outside the executive lounge of the Lynden Pinling International Airport Wednesday afternoon. Nomsibo says she's surprised by the overwhelming support her song has received over the past 2 years.
Coming from and look where I am today and be grateful, be thankful to God and realize that, you know what, actually God does answer prayers because I've waited for so long to become the Nomsibo that I am today. I started as a backing singer for more than 15 years, if I'm not mistaken, doing backings for other great musicians in South Africa.
One of her biggest fans, wife of the Prime Minister, Anne-Marie Davis, got a one-on-one lesson on the dance moves to the song Just Right before officially welcoming the special guest to our shores.
Because your song is such an inspiration to the world, to all of us here. It's actually the song that makes me find the most energy when I'm on the dance floor because of the beat and the meaning of the song. It's a prayer of hope for people. If people understand what the words mean, it's an inspiration to make them want to be in a better place, to do better things, and just to be praising the Almighty.
An hour after making her grand entrance, Nomsibo visited the International Deliverance Praying Ministries to meet Bishop Lawrence Roll to assist with feeding the needy. Nomsibo says she can't wait to dive into all things Bahamian and encourages Bahamians to come out for an unforgettable performance at Carnival Bubble. For more on what you can expect, here's Alpha Sound's owner, Trevor Davis.
From Friday night is the first event. It's called Tango. It's on the beach at Breezes. Saturday morning, we wake up at 6 a.m. We do Juve. Everybody know what Juve is. It's just fun time, 6 to 12 a.m. in the morning with paint and powder. And then Saturday evening, which is the main event, which features Nomsibo, Tiny Stevens' voice, along with our local entertainers.
And to get things started, Nomsibo gave us this preview.
Gilo no lo sé, Gilo no lo sé, Gilo no lo sé, Zunga ngishila. Can I have the house joining me?
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm LaDawn Davis.
Great story there, LaDawn, and that does it for the Bahamas Tonight. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. From all of us here at ZNS, thank you for watching and good night.
You're watching